Before we begin this story, I invite you to leave the entire weight of the day just outside your bedroom door. Right now, in this very second, there's absolutely nothing you need to do. There's no problem to solve, no question to answer, no tomorrow to plan. There is only now. You are in the safe harbor of your bed. Listen to your body for a moment. Are your shoulders raised toward your ears? If so, take a deep breath and let them drop down. Is your jaw clenched? Part your teeth slightly and allow your tongue to detach from the roof of your mouth, resting softly in the floor of your jaw. Let your eyelids grow heavy. Do not use any effort to close them. Simply surrender to gravity. Now, imagine a winter night in your mind. Outside, large snowflakes are falling gently, but you are inside a wooden mountain cabin with thick stone walls. It is incredibly warm inside. You hear the crackle of logs burning in the fireplace. Snap, pop, crackle. These sounds muffle the noise of the day. Take a deep breath. Feel the coolness of the air entering your nose. Feel that fresh oxygen filling your lungs. And as you exhale, imagine your body sinking 10% deeper into the mattress. It is as if the bed is hugging you. It is as if gravity is pulling you down with compassion. You look out the window of that cabin in your mind. The snowflakes are drifting down slowly, without haste. Each one is a thought. Let them drift. Do not try to catch them. Just watch them and let them pass. Now, we set off on a journey toward that snowy landscape, toward the very heart of silence. In a distant geography that has no place on the maps of the world, where compasses forget to point north, lay the Silver Valley. This was an eternal kingdom of winter, where seasons did not change and time flowed slowly like a frozen river. But this was not a biting, freezing winter. This was a winter of wool blankets, hot chocolates, and peaceful silence. In the very center of the valley, reaching toward the sky, rose the ivory tower. The tower was not carved from ice, but from a milk-white stone, and a warm, amber light always filtered out from its windows. The keeper of this tower was a woman named Ira. Ira was the weaver of silent snow. Her hair was the color of moonlight striking water silvery white. The long dress she wore was knitted from the softest wool in the world, and it rippled silently behind her as she walked. On her feet were soft leather boots lined with lamb's wool. Every step she took in the tower was as silent as walking on cotton. Ira's duty was to quiet the world. When noisy cities, honking horns, shouts, and chaos tired the earth, Ira would sit at her loom and weave that soft snow that brings peace down to the world. Tonight, the valley was particularly calm. The sky was draped in a velvety indigo. The stars twinkled brighter and clearer than ever in the cold air. Ira entered the weaving room on the top floor of the tower. The room was warmed by a massive fireplace. The logs burning in the hearth filled the room with the scent of resin and pine. In the center of the room stood a massive wooden weaving loom. This loom was not for ordinary threads. Ira sat before the loom. The wooden stool did not creak. Here, everything served the silence. Ira reached into the basket beside her. The basket did not contain balls of wool. The basket was filled with captured pieces of clouds, wisps of fog, and moonlight. She took a piece of fog in her hand. It was so light between her fingers that it was almost non-existent. She threaded it into the needle of the loom, and she began to weave. The movement of the loom was rhythmic and hypnotic. Click, clack, hush. Click, clack, hush. She threw the shuttle left and right. With every movement, the threads of fog interlaced, revealing a magnificent pattern. The snowflake pattern. Every time Ira tied a knot, an invisible dust rose from the top of the tower into the sky. When this dust met the atmosphere, it crystallized and turned into those large, fluffy flakes drifting down to earth. She hummed as she worked. It wasn't a song. It was a wordless lullaby that sounded like the moaning of the wind. She imagined the noise above the world, and with every snowflake she wove, she laid a white, soft quilt over that noise. When it snows, the world goes quiet. The sound of cars is muffled. Footsteps become inaudible. Sharp corners soften. Ugliness is covered. This is what Ira did. She softened the sharp edges of the world. The sound of the loom combined with the crackling of the fireplace in the room to create a perfect symphony of sleep. Snap, click, clack, hush. Ira's hands moved on their own, guided by the habit of years. Her mind was empty. There was only whiteness. There was only peace. After a while, Ira paused her work, not because she was tired, but because she wanted to watch the beauty of the night. She stood up and opened the balcony door. The air that rushed in was cold, but it did not chill Ira. This clean, icy air refreshed her lungs. When she stepped onto the balcony, she saw a small shadow moving on the snow below. This was her loyal friend, Lumi, an Arctic fox. Lumi's fur was so white that only his charcoal black nose and intelligent, shining eyes could be distinguished against the snow. Lumi came to the base of the tower and looked up. Ira smiled. She reached out her hand as if she could touch him from afar. The fox curled up on the snow. He covered his nose with his long, bushy tail. He knew he was safe under Ira's watch. Ira looked up. The northern lights, Aurora Borealis, had begun to dance in the sky. Curtains of green, purple, and pink light waved slowly across the heavens. It was as if the universe were dancing to its own silent music. The lights reflected on the snow, painting the valley in fairy tale colors. As Ira watched this scene, she observed the steam created by her own breath in the air. Inhale, watch the steam. Exhale, watch the steam vanish. Everything was temporary, everything transformed. Worries were the same. Just like the breath in the air, they would appear for a moment, then vanish. When she went back inside, Ira decided to prepare something warm for herself. In the corner of the room, a copper samovar was constantly simmering. Ira took a porcelain cup from the shelf. She opened one of the jars. This jar did not contain ordinary tea leaves. Inside were dried starflowers, a vanilla bean, and a pinch of cinnamon. She poured the hot water into the cup. The scent that spread through the room as the water met the herbs was incredible. Warm, sweet, and spicy. Ira took the cup between her two palms. The warmth of the porcelain spread from her fingertips to her arms, and from there to her heart. She sat in her large rocking chair across from the fireplace. The chair was covered in soft velvet, and Ira sank into it. Creak, creak. The sound of the rocking chair was rhythmic. She took a sip of tea. The liquid warmed her insides as it went down her throat. Ira drifted off watching the fire. The dance of the flames emptied her mind completely. Her eyelids began to grow heavy. It became difficult to keep her eyes open, as if tiny snowflakes had landed on the tips of her eyelashes. But she did not rush to sleep. She enjoyed this moment, staying in this limbo, that sweet, warm, safe zone between wakefulness and sleep. After finishing her tea, Ira returned to the loom for one final task. She needed to lay one last cover over the world, the dream mantle. This time, the threads she took from the basket were silver. These were beams of light filtered from the moon. Ira mixed these silver threads in among the snowflakes. Thus, the falling snow would not only quiet the world, but would also whisper bright, peaceful, and beautiful dreams into the minds of sleeping people. She threw the shuttle one last time. Hush! A cloud of silvery dust rose from the tower and scattered over the world with the wind. The world was now ready. The cities were silent. The forests had fallen asleep. The seas were calm. Lumi was in a deep sleep down below. Ira blew out the oil lamp on the loom. The room went dark. Only the deep, reddish glow from the embers of the fireplace and the moonlight entering through the window remained. Ira climbed the stairs in the corner of the room to her bedroom at the very pinnacle of the tower. This was a round room with a ceiling made entirely of glass. When she lay in her bed, she felt as though she were lying directly under the stars. Her bed was massive. The pillows were made of down feathers, and her head sank into them when she lay down. Her duvet was so thick that the moment she got under it, it took the shape of her body and wrapped her like a heavy, warm cocoon. Ira took off her thick wool socks. She rubbed her feet against the cool linen sheets. She pulled the duvet up to her chin. The warmth of the bed instantly relaxed her body. She looked up. The North Star was directly overhead. Steady, reliable, bright. Snowflakes were gently hitting the glass ceiling. Tap, tap. This sound was the world's most beautiful lullaby. The contrast between the cold outside the glass and the warmth under the duvet reminded her of how safe she was. Ira took a deep breath. She released all her muscles. Her arms, her legs, her back, the bed carried her. The silence of the room carried her. She closed her eyes. In her mind, she saw that infinite white blanket she had woven. That whiteness covering the whole world, closing off all worries. Everything was fine. The mission was complete. Now, it was simply time to rest. And now you're there in the safety of that tower with Ira. The silence of the snow outside is filling your room as well. Feel your body. Just like Ira's duvet, feel the weight and warmth of the cover over you. This weight protects you. It anchors you. Now, imagine a staircase in your mind. This staircase will take you down from wakefulness into deep sleep. The steps of the stairs are covered in soft moss. Together, we will count down from 10. With every number, you will descend one step, and with every step, your sleep will deepen twofold. 10. You take the first step. Your body is getting heavy. 9. The thoughts in your mind are melting away like snowflakes. 8. Your shoulders are loose, completely free. 7. You are going deeper. The silence is increasing. 6. Your eyelids feel sealed shut, impossible to open. 5. You are halfway there, so tired, so comfortable. 4. Warmth is spreading through your entire body. 3. Almost there. The edge of dreams. 2. Deep peace. 1. You are at the bottom. This is the center of silence. This is the heart of rest. You are under that white, soft blanket that Ira wove. You are safe. You are loved. And now, you're asleep. Good night. Good night. Good night.